Bell Street,
who are an events band and production company.
And we're here to talk to you today about our fun and failures.
Our journey from being scared to doing it anyway.
And welcome to season 5. Obviously, you know that. Episode 3.
Yes. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Right, let's dive straight into it today. We've got a funny story to tell you. We just had a really interesting day yesterday, and we thought, let's make this a teachable moment.
Yes, we've had a whole weekend of gigs, all very, very different, and we're actually off to go and do another one in a bit. But yes, yesterday was, it taught us that you always are learning, even when you think you've got it down.
Yeah,
Always
learning.
Yeah.
Yes, well, shall we start from the beginning?
Yes, it's a very good place to start.
We did, because when do I ever wake up late? Never. And I'd set my alarm, and but I woke up at 6, and then was like, I just have half an hour, and then woke up 10 minutes before I had to leave. So that was a new feeling and fun. So luckily I'd given myself a really good blow dry the day before, so it didn't take too much sticking on of the eyelashes and racing in the car, because we'd pre-packed. Tick, one thing we'd done right yesterday.
I had a completely different time written down in my diary, which must have come from somewhere right at the very beginning of when we were booked back in the spring, but who knows.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got there.
We did.
We got there in good time. We got to the road.
The location.
Yes.
We got to the location with a good hour to spare. Maybe 50 minutes at a push.
Knowing that it would be busy to get in.
Yes.
Not knowing it would be one road in for everyone.
And no matter who we asked, it was quite a big event, no matter who we asked, everyone assured us that this is the way we should be going.
And there was no other gate to go through.
No.
We had also been told when we were booked that we would need to bring our own sound. So our PA system, all of our stuff that we're quite happy to lug around. But it is heavy.
It's heavy.
Should have taken the festival trolley, but
we
we
should have
thought
taken
about
a festival
when we got
trolley.
there.
But we didn't know that we would be parked 3 fields away from the entrance to the event, and then be singing on the other side of the entrance to said event. So it was all there was an eyebrow, there was some nostril flaring.
I think there was some steam.
There was some
literally coming out of ears, and I was livid, but I was a little bit frightened to talk to you as well. We got to that point. The best bit now, looking back, is as we stormed through the gate, because we didn't have passes or tickets either. We were dressed the same, we had microphones, so hopefully they knew.
We were not inconspicuous. We
asked somebody where we should go, and they didn't know. I just think if you're going to work on an event, know things, or you have a radio.
Didn't we ask what gate it was, and they didn't know?
They didn't know.
They didn't know what gate they were on.
No one knew. A member of the public knew, and they told us.
Yeah.
And then off we marched with all our things.
If you take our microphones off our stands, it's a lethal implement. You're basically jousting.
Or shins. The base on people's shins. Yeah. That would hurt.
And I was like, if I'm cross, and I know, when you fall over and you're already like cross or sad, I was like, if I fall over now, I know I'll cry.
Well, we did get a little bit of a break, because as we were marching through the fields,
this is after we've discovered, after looking at said map and going, of course we're over there. Yes.
We also, you had seen something the day before and said, I think actually there might be a stage and a PA run by someone we know, but we hadn't been told that. So
yes, and we went through our emails and double checked what we've been asked to bring, and we thought, right, you cannot go back on what you've said you're going to bring. So we did still carry it.
But we got to a point in the field where everyone's suddenly stationary, and we didn't want to be, and they'd shut us in. It was like we were in a pen.
Yes.
Because they had to let the horses go through for the dressage competition, which is fair enough. But not when you're supposed to be the other side of the field.
This is some very beautiful horses.
They were beautiful.
With some very beautiful riders. Just sat. One of them was in glittery pants. Did you notice that?
Was that the man?
No, that was the lady.
Oh.
The man had a glittery the waistcoat and a whip. I noticed that. But they were all stood stationary waiting, and we're all stood stationary waiting, eyes on the stage, thinking we're on in however many minutes.
Are they ever going to open the gate?
Yeah.
Do we need to get a horse?
Silence. Just silence between us. Yeah.
Anyway, they did open the gates, and off we marched.
Because, what's funny about this is once we were at a festival, and this is something we've always promised ourselves to try and be aware of, is we were at a festival, a rather well-known festival around here, and there was some very well-known, if you're in that world, singers marching across a field.
They were
absolutely livid,
beautifully done up, but
yeah,
they were
gorgeous, very well presented, but their faces, oh my gosh, and we were like, ooh, look at them. We must make sure that we never look like that walking across a field, no matter what happens. And sometimes we do say to each other, we look like that. We won't say who they were because someone might have seen us yesterday and learned the same lesson. So
we really tried not to put those faces on, but couldn't help it.
It was so hard. I think we did give up, because also, why didn't someone just help us?
Yeah.
It was really heavy PA, and we are used to carrying it like down a drive through a hotel. But like, if we know normally someone provides parking nearby. Anyway,
well,
I digress.
We then saw the stage and realised it was our lovely, well, we're going to call him a friend because we've worked with him a lot. It was his stage and his setup, and the lovely lady that works with him suddenly appeared, obviously worried that we weren't going to turn up because we were stuck behind the horses.
Been looking out for us and had obviously seen these marching red and black petticoat clad figures marching through the crowds towards the stage.
And she swooped to us and went, "Why have you got your sound system with you?" At which point we could have torn her head off, but
we didn't.
She was
wasn't
only
her fault.
talking to us with kindness because she's lovely. Anyway, we had a few.
And they were like, "Oh, ha 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 ha!" I think they then suddenly realised now's not the time to make a joke.
Yes.
We had 4 minutes, didn't we, to start on time, which we did.
And they set up for us and everything, and we had a moment.
And I was like, I'm just livid. I'm livid. I can't speak. So and they knew, I hope, that it wasn't with them. It was just at the situation.
And then we realised that sort of the timing that had been done by somebody else, we had probably 4 minutes for a changeover, which did all work in the end because of the way the lovely tech team set it all up. But when you're looking at a programme and you think, as an artist, oh, we finish at past and they're on at 20 past.
And there's 28 of them.
Yeah. And instruments.
That's the biggest horn I've ever seen.
Really?
Yesterday. Yeah, I've not seen a horn. Have you seen a horn bigger than
What,
that?
the white one?
Yeah, there were two. They were like this.
They were big, and some big drums.
Because also while we were singing, we saw just various livid musicians marching towards the stage. So there's like a horn, and then there's like a livid musician who looked really cool and surfery, but like with a double bass, like, livid. And then the poor tech team who had nothing to do with any of this because they'd been booked later on, were just like running around just desperately trying to make things better for people, which, by the way, they did. They did. They were so good at smoothing everything over. And then the lovely volunteer stewards.
You never see the head honchos, do you, in
No.
a complaint situation?
You do not. Came and they just apologised, and they were like, "We're going to get you a buggy, like a buggy, not a buggy, golf buggy, and we'll make sure, and we're so sorry, and this is like blah blah blah." Profusely apologised, acknowledged the, we can say cock up because I can take explicit, acknowledged the cock up, and did their best, their very best to make it better, which, to be honest, worked. there's nothing like an acknowledgement and like, oh, we messed up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And also, when we had a nice chat with them afterwards, this was an event where they haven't really done a big thing with music before. They've been going for a long time, but they've just had a stretched tent, and people do bring their own PA. So this Let's Get a Stage was obviously relatively new, which is great.
Yeah.
It's just the communication, and that's what we were talking about.
Communication.
Yes.
Yes. But, and delegation. Clever delegation is always a good one, because apparently we should have received things in the post about gates and about places to go and places to park, but no one had. And had someone been delegated to that job,
Yes,
then it would have been much smoother. It's hard. I would not want to organise a massive show, would you? Like, not a massive one. And if I did, I would remember this day.
Yes, and that's why delegation is absolutely for someone to deal with the entertainers.
Yeah. Someone who's used to dealing with livid petticoats.
Because we're not all prima donnas. We just like to know where we are.
And the reason I feel like we were both so livid is because you don't want to let people down. And when you think you've done everything you can to show up, be everything everybody's expected and booked and deliver, and it just feels like all these things are happening and you don't want people to think that you've not put in every effort you can to be what you've been booked for, and so the thought of not being there on time, and then people thinking that about us, that we can't be places on time, or we can't be organised enough to set up, or we'd have assumed that we didn't need to bring our PA, and then not had our PA, but then also knowing in the back of our minds, this probably is not going to be and us lugging. But what should we have done?
Well, what we should have done, and what we nearly always do, is contact before. So really, we should have just touched base the week before, as we did with them previously in the year, but it was a much smaller event, and just said, just checking in on the times. Can you please tell us the gate? Should we have passes? Is this all still the information? And we didn't, because we just sort of had the information.
Well, and a lot of venues don't follow up with you, do they?
No.
So, and they're setting up, and like we always say, everybody's not thinking about you, are they? So they've got a million other things to think about. So really, partly it was on us to have done that.
But we are also going in to, again, you've got a lot of, with these events, you've got stall holders that are there for the whole day or the whole weekend. When it comes to musicians, that side of thing are just there to drop in, do the show, one or two, whatever it is, and then go. We're not particularly there for a jolly, we're not camping, we're not staying there because we've got other things that we've got to get back to, maybe another gig, whatever. So being a performer, entertainer within that sort of situation actually is different, and it does desire somebody who can read that situation a bit more, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why we need to be parked in the horse box field.
Yes.
Which is there.
There was a sign to a horse box field, but we didn't know that we were categorised as horse box.
No comments, thank you on that.
But at the same time, there should have been some onus on organisation from the from the venue as well to check it. Well, to have communicated. Yeah. But communication breakdown is just a nightmare, isn't it? And all you can do is stay on top and never ever assume.
No. And again, don't be afraid to communicate and get in touch with a venue or with whoever's booking you, just to check in, because things change and people forget to tell you.
Yeah.
But you don't want to feel like you're nagging or bothering, but actually it's much better to get all the information.
I think sometimes people are reassured by that as well.
Yeah.
A check-in.
That you're going to show up.
Yeah.
We've had that with people. They've just sort of been in touch just to check that because we've not been in touch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But some people don't just are like, we'll book you 3 years ago and
Yeah.
just be like, hey, on the day, and
Mhm.
you'll be like, hey, is this still happening?
But it was a good gig, and it was warm and it was dry, and people were having a lovely time.
And we were sheltered. It was very windy, and we were on this lovely stage and very sheltered. And yeah, people were having a lovely time. It was a really nice event. And the 28-person band were
They were
very good. I enjoyed listening to them.
And it was only just in our last song that someone did something behind the stage and turned all the power off. So
nothing to do with the sound, people.
No, they were just a surprise.
So we did our last song,
half of it
a cappella.
Yeah. But we were in quite a good mood by then, really.
Yeah, we were
nice.
fine. We were fine by then, and we knew there was a buggy.
Yeah.
Buggy waited for us. So then I did get to sit in the buggy, and Susan ran alongside it.
You kept speeding up though.
Yeah.
Wait for me.
Was that a bit Baywatchy for you?
It was. If I really should have harnessed it a bit more.
Yeah.
A bit more of a Baywatch slow motion run.
Yes. So yeah, we just thought we would share that little lesson with you, because we were like, there must be teachable moments.
Well, again, the biggest thing that we were thinking of as sort of a theme is communication, because also we have that everywhere in our lives, whether you are creative, whether you're a performer, whether you're not. Just with children or parents or something, you do need to communicate. It's a lot easier. But also the delegation thing, we have learned more and more to delegate where possible.
Somebody who knows how. Because we're going to touch on this subject next time we're doing a solo one. We've got a guest for you next week, but then next time we talk to you, we are going to touch a bit more on this. But there's no point trying to do everything yourself. So you might as well delegate to someone who can do it, and do it, knows artists, knows what they need. This is, for example, with this example of this event, somebody who knew what artists required, knows they have equipment, knows there needs to be a changeover time, knows that they can't carry everything across 3 fields, and knows to give out all that information beforehand. But we've learned to delegate the things we know on our strongest points. And there is that tension between delegating and teaching yourself, which we do decide. But sometimes when you're juggling a lot, it's easier to delegate. And I think sometimes creatives are weirdly control freaks, and they like to stay in control. And so delegating is actually quite scary.
Yeah. Yeah, and whatever sort of performance or event you've got, whether you're putting it on or whether you're appearing in it, it's just important that everyone knows, even like timings and things, to turn up to something where you're talking to someone in a high vis with a radio. They should have had some sort of training, so that when you say, where do I go for this, for them to say, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not
Try
okay.
down there. They might believe you.
Yes.
Is what he said.
I don't know is not all right when you have been hired to literally be involved in an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that a couple of times yesterday. But it's not just yesterday. It's the people who are at the top of anything, putting something together, need to know that everyone is on the same page, so that no one feels silly as well.
So we've just switched outfits for no reason. Definitely didn't run out of steam.
It's fun, isn't it? We haven't done that before.
No, I don't think we have.
And we did think, shall we do a whole new podcast and start again? But actually, our little rant about the event had a few good points, I think. In it.
And we want to try and be as authentic as we can on this.
Yeah.
And also don't want to do a whole other one again.
We had a weekend of gigs and we were exhausted yesterday, which actually normally we work a lot longer hours with
Yeah.
things, but we're going to blame the full moon.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. And we are refreshed today. And it's been very productive, actually.
We have had a productive day and people have been replying to our emails, so thank the Lord for that.
So,
back to what we were talking about.
yes. Organising an event, I think, is really what
we can learn. What we wanted to do is, what can we learn from this and how can we relate to it? Because it was just one of those days that you could have made a show about it, because it was just funny, all the things that went wrong. But we were thinking that actually what it's linked to for us is when something that you've created grows and adapting to it being different. So you did a good example.
Well, I was talking about, if we take it back to our experience, well, mainly when we started putting on shows, we did nearly everything ourselves, pretty much. And then when we decided to go a little bit bigger, actually, then suddenly you go, oh, actually, we need someone to sell the tickets because we need to be getting ready or out the back. And then we, quite often, for those who haven't been to one of our, especially fringe shows, we do a Bucks Fizz and a croissant because it's normally the morning.
And because we've set that up for ourselves now,
Yeah.
That's what people expect, no matter how inconvenient we have made that for ourselves.
And we can't do that before we're about to start a show because it's too chaotic. So then we have to bring people in, volunteers sometimes, most of the time, very kind people. But you can't do it all, which is why we're talking about the delegation.
But it's scary to grow something. Like if you're creating a show or a business, it's scary to take it past the point where it's not just your thing. And you're going to have to find people that you trust to work with and delegate. And so we were thinking really about, we did resist growing for a little while because we were worried about who do we trust. And I think one of the things we've definitely learned is that it shifts. So sometimes you do trust people and maybe they might let you down, but actually the show goes on and everything is still okay, and you learn. People are kind. Like if something goes wrong, people understand that you're creating something. They make a podcast about it and they move on. But as long as there's the opportunity to feed that back, and as long as things evolve, people are good with it, aren't they?
Yeah. And I think when we approach different companies about singing or doing a show or something, if they are not in the entertainment field, if their job is just to get an act in, they just want that. And actually, and this is why we were given the advice of keeping things very simple, because actually, this is what we can give you. And they go, yeah, fine. This is what we need from you. Okay. Yeah, and all the information's there. And the exchange is there, I guess. I was saying, just never assume. It's better to get everything in an email that you can go back to.
But isn't it hard as a creative to have systems? Because really that's what you need. That's what's going to make things run smoothly, is systems. Like when this happens, when this is booked, this happens. Before a booking, this happens. And it comes back to the advice of the spreadsheet, doesn't it? And the system, which is what we really struggle to conform to, because I find the mental effort of creating that quite overwhelming. But actually, maybe if we could just get over that, that system would really help us and probably make our lives much easier.
And also, it's like it's not really related, but it sort of is in my brain.
Doesn't matter on this episode. We're all over the place.
Anything goes.
Thanks for sticking with us.
But that sort of valuing yourself, it's like when we decided to ask for deposits before we went to go and do shows, that was also quite a big thing.
Huge.
Yeah.
It just could not wrap our minds around it.
But that system for us has been invaluable, because we have had a couple of gigs where we have been cancelled, or you can't help it with the weather, you know, there's all sorts of things, but we have had a couple where they're just like, no thanks, and we've missed out on other things. So now we're really on it with asking, because it is our job and it is our time.
But it also makes you come across as more professional.
Yeah,
which
and so a couple
we are
of
very
people for sort of this year have gone, don't normally do deposits, and you go, well, okay, but we do.
We do.
So if you want an actual booking, that is our system.
Mm-hmm. But that's, you know why? Going back to what we said in episode 1, we've done it 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
We've asked for a deposit 100 times now. We've used that system 100 times.
We haven't
at
just
least.
had 100 gigs.
No, we've had more than that. But to be fair, you know, it's only been a couple of years, hasn't it? And now if people don't want to pay a deposit, then we don't secure the gig, because it's happened where people haven't paid a deposit and they cancelled us, and that's just annoying. So, but it doesn't faze us. So we just say, well, this is what we do. That's how you confirm the date with us. That's how you guarantee we're going to show up and do the show. And it doesn't faze us anymore. So that does prove that kind of theory of just doing it.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to break our system down a little bit and do something smaller, but that's a little bit more than what we're doing, and get to the point where we've done it 100 times to so it becomes second nature, because we know the value of it, and we know the advantage of it, and it has helped us value ourselves more. I'll write that down.
Do write it down. Well, it is breaking it down, because also our next thing, well, as well as all the other projects that we apparently have on.
One of our next things, but
quite a big one, which has been very frightening.
What is it?
Apart from getting a new iPod.
That is frightening.
Which scares me. But the fact this one's probably going to pack up soon. Yes, it is an iPod. Yes.
Yes, we're retro, vintage.
Some of you won't know what an iPod is, I'm sure.
I think the age of our listeners they will.
But yes, apart from that is getting a newsletter out.
Yes, that is a big goal for us.
And you said that you had a chat, with Natalie.
Natalie
from Sorelli.
Olé. Yes.
And she sort of simplified it.
Because when you're looking at something that's out of your experience, it feels just so much. And all it takes is for someone to just explain it in another way. And you go, And I'm sure once we've done 5 newsletters, never mind 100 newsletters will not be overwhelming, and we will build up our email list. And that's really the next step in our business to take us to the next level, is building up an email list. Subscribe, by the way. You can subscribe on our website to our exciting new newsletter that now we understand. Yes. No, you're right. That's probably our next little thing, maybe. Newsletter.
Yeah, because those people that like a newsletter, we have lots of information.
We have so much to say.
Get that out. So, well, yes.
And it is hard to keep up with what we're doing, and we do like to link it all together. So, no, that's true. I love it when we have a learning moment.
Yeah. Well, we have been very brave, just as we're just talking today. We've been very brave
today. Just a little catch up. We should have had a coffee.
Yeah.
Did you just look around for a
coffee? Looked around in
case
there was just a coffee machine. Well, that will go in our office.
Yes.
I mean, that's not where I was going, but now we can talk about our office that is manifesting its way this way.
We have mentioned it.
Actually, I was just looking at this painting through the camera.
Yes.
You should paint. So Joni, for those of you who are watching, Joni painted this.
I did.
You should commission them and see if anyone sells them. You could probably sell them.
Well, I mean, offer me enough and I'll sell you this.
You could do a different one each podcast.
Write that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to buy this painting.
How much would you pay?
It's a view from Wing Green.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Anyhow.
I'm really covering it all.
On a Bell Street note, where was I going? Trees and coffee.
It was before that you were going there.
Oh yes, we have been contacting venues today because we have these these new shows that we put together this year, and we have performed both of them, and we're really excited about them. And we already have bookings for one of them. We've got
Quite a few.
quite a few bookings that I don't know.
And we haven't
sound
tried hard
surprised.
yet.
No, but we have been trying to promote the other one to some. When we say scary places, I mean
London.
a couple in.
We
in
take
the
it to
West
London.
End.
That's like, was it in Coronation Street? Where there was like, to London! Not London! But London's just a place with the buildings in it that
It
people
is.
go to and buy
Yeah.
tickets to.
Yeah. Anyway, so we not just London, but lots of different places, just to see if we can throw the performances out there a little further. But it's frightening. You're just sat there behind a computer with all your stuff there, and it's just pressing send, isn't it? It's just asking.
Well, the thing is, we wrote the contact list while we were feeling brave. And today, I didn't know I wasn't feeling particularly brave, but as I was reading down the list of places we'd written to contact, just read out the name of a place, just go, oh, okay. And these are places that people have said, oh, you should go there.
Yeah.
Or places that have put out a call for new work. So it's not like we're emailing, the Palladium, or Royal Albert Hall yet.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Imagine.
Don't laugh at your dreams.
No.
Where would you really like to play?
Oh.
Have you got like a goal place?
I don't know really. I'm not sure with what we have.
No, it's very odd, isn't it? I feel like, I was thinking about this the other day, I feel like would I like to take a show to Liverpool and just it be good? Because I felt like I never really did anything significantly successful there.
Oh.
But also I wasn't a very confident person when I lived there. I loved creating stuff, I loved making stuff, everything was, I was doing things like that all the time, but to go back to like my hometown and do something where more than 3 people came, would be quite a nice achievement.
Yeah. Yeah. See how far you've come.
I mean, no one who knew me would come from those days. Maybe they would. But or like, I know that Ben Francis, who we interviewed last week, one of his big goals is, should I say that? I'll ask him. Is to play at the Royal Albert Hall.
Okay.
That's what made me think of it.
Yes.
That's one of his, like, I want to play there.
He'd be very good there.
He would be great there. Yeah. We'll put in a good word for him.
Yeah. If we could still be his backing singers when he does that, I would really like that, because that is a beautiful place.
A small goal for us, it's not a small goal, a goal for us at the minute is Crazy Cocks. Not getting, I think that it's a venue.
It is a
with
venue.
a queue. And because a few people have said that we should get our show in there. And they're people who've played there and, know the vibe. So we're trying to be brave and approach them about getting our show in there. Should we put that on the internet? Or shall I take it out?
I don't know. Let's see how we feel next week.
But that feels quite overwhelming. But it's like when we interviewed Jerry and she said, if she could go, her younger self would have been like, oh my God, you're on the West End. Like, that's insane. And she's like, yeah, but I think that every time you achieve something.
Yeah, it's one step.
Yeah.
Further, isn't it?
We have digressed.
We have, yes. Systems and communication.
Yeah, that's less interesting than the Royal Albert Hall.
And delegation.
Adelaide Fringe, I want to play there.
Yes. Are you going to apply?
Well,
you have to let me know if you do.
Applications for Adelaide Fringe are open.
Okay.
And so for some reason I find that a lot less intimidating than the Edinburgh Fringe.
Right. But a little bit more expensive than the Edinburgh Fringe. Probably not by much, actually.
But again, I would feel quite comfortable doing some kind of GoFundMe, some kind of fundraising concert to get us to the Adelaide Fringe, but I don't know if I would for the Edinburgh, and I don't know what the difference is mentally there.
No.
But it's a cabaret festival.
Okay.
So maybe it's the safety of knowing the genre.
Yes.
And knowing that we would fit in, probably. Anyway,
But all
Who
I can
knows?
think is it's Australia.
I know. It is. It is Australia, but it's just some buildings in another place
It is
with an expensive
way
playback.
of getting.
But
there.
if we did a GoFundMe concert, fund me concert to our Adelaide Fringe Festival,
Okay.
I think people would come and support our dream. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Of course you would.
And our systems will help us get there.
Yes.
Do you remember that gig where we got offered? We were singing at down at Breezy Ridge,
We were.
and someone offered. They were like, "We're going to take you to Italy. We'll
Yeah.
be in touch in the morning." And we were like really excited, but they were just
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah, they were.
That was a shame.
That was a shame.
I did believe that they were going to take us to Italy,
Be fun. It would be fun.
but you
just
didn't
to
have a
go abroad.
passport at the
Didn't
time.
have a passport.
But now we both have passports,
Yeah.
just so everybody out there knows, in case you
Mhm.
want to take us to Italy. We're ready and waiting with our systems.
I'm already panicking about sorting out childcare for when we go to Adelaide. So
Okay. Well, Phoebe
okay.
Phoebe would be our manager anyway.
She can come.
She can come.
All right, that's fine.
Sorted.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for the newsletter, because I know that we did say this in the 2 seasons ago. In January, we said the newsletter will be out,
Mhm.
and it's not the end of the year yet, so we still have time to not let ourselves down on that one. Yeah, but it's exciting and randomly scary. Well, thank you for sticking with us through this eclectic.
Full moon podcast.
It's a full moon podcast, yes. We've covered a few subjects. We've had some therapy with you, and you've listened to our frustrations, but also we've all learned something. I feel like Dr. Phil.
Do you?
No. Not Jeremy. Jerry Springer.
Mhm.
Final thought. But no. Some days we put together this podcast and I think we've got so much to tell the world, and some days I think, what are we going to say? And this has been one of those jigsaw puzzles of an episode, but we hope that, I feel like I've got something out of it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, we've got different outfits,
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Exactly. And maybe I'll make a sale. Yes. Maybe we could get different people to hang art behind us, and they could, for a small fee,
Yes.
they could people could buy the art. If this goes, that's what we'll do. We'll replace it with someone else's art.
Yeah. Or if you would like your piece of art hung behind us on this very popular podcast.
Yes. Get in touch.
Yeah. And we have got a very exciting guest next week.
We have, talking of art.
Who also, we're not going to give much away, but she said she listens to our podcast and it changed her life. Might have been a little bit dramatic about that, but sort of.
No, I'm
that was
clinging
the
on
theme.
to it. I'm clinging on to it. Yeah, so listen out for that one. Loving the guests for this season. We're like booking people all the time, and every time we're like, it's exciting. So, yeah. But meanwhile, if you're in the middle of creating something or making a big painting or a show,
Putting on an event
yes,
with a horse box field.
if things fall apart, communicate
Delegate.
and
Just
do it anyway.